I'm Adam,
And I'm Cupcake.
and this is Where There's a Williams, There's a Way. Hey, Cupcake, how do you feel about knights?
Well, I've always wondered if a cow could be a knight. I mean, knights have horses, right?
That's true, they did ride horses, but cows are pretty cool in their own way. Maybe you could be a knight in shining hooves instead.
I like that. I could wear some fancy armor made of stainless steel, and instead of a sword, I could wield a ladle or a spatula.
A cooking knight, that's a unique twist. You could protect the kingdom from overcooked food and bland meals.
Exactly. And when people are in distress over burnt souffle, I'll come to the rescue.
In today's book, Owl has dreamed of becoming a real knight since the day he hatched. He may not be the biggest or strongest, but his sharp nocturnal instinct can help protect the castle, especially since many knights have recently gone missing. While holding guard during night watch, Owl is faced with the ultimate trial, a frightening intruder. It's a daunting duel by any measure, but what Owl lacks in size, he makes up for in good ideas. Let's get started. Night Owl by Christopher Denise. Since the day he hatched, Owl had one wish: to be a knight. Every morning before he drifted off to sleep, he imagined himself as a real knight. He would be brave, he would be clever, and he would have many friends. It was just a dream, until one day, knights began disappearing from the castle. So Owl applied to night school, and to everyone's surprise, he was accepted. Owl was an excellent student, but he had a tough time with the sword. Even the smallest shield was a problem, and he had a habit of nodding off during the day. Night school was hard, but Owl worked and worked. He graduated with honor, as all knights do. Owl was assigned to the night watch. He was very good at his job.
I've always loved those shiny suits of armor.
I can picture it now, Cupcake the Cow Knight, charging into battle with a spatula in hand. But wait, what kind of nightly adventures are you imagining for yourself?
Oh, rescuing damsels in distress, slaying dragons, and making sure everyone at the round table gets their fair share of cupcakes. It's all in a day's work for a cow with a heart of gold, right?
I can already see the legends spreading about the fearsome cow knight with her culinary weapons of mass destruction. But you'll need a trusty steed for your adventures. What kind of horse are you envisioning?
I'm thinking of a majestic Clydesdale, strong enough to carry me and all my cookware into battle. We'll be quite the dynamic duo.
A Clydesdale it is then. And maybe you can even outfit it with a chef's hat and apron for extra flair. Well, Cupcake, I have to say, your dream is certainly one of a kind. You'll be the most unique knight in the realm, that's for sure. The other knights usually fell asleep during the long night watch, but Owl didn't mind. All alone on the castle wall, he finally felt like a real knight. Until late one evening, it was very dark and very, very quiet when Owl heard a strange sound. It sounded like a huge bird flapping its wings. Owl called. He heard the sound again. He called. Who? 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 Owl called.
Who, me?
Said a deep voice. Who, you? Asked Owl.
I am a hungry dragon,
Said the dragon. Owl was very afraid. But because he was now a real knight, and knights are brave, he puffed out his feathers and said, I am an owl, and I am a knight of the night watch.
Once when I was up late watching TV after retiring as a lunch lady, I heard a strange noise in the kitchen. I was convinced there was a burglar.
That must have been quite an adrenaline rush. But wait, you won the lottery, so why were you so worried about a burglar?
You see, even with all that money, old habits die hard. Anyway, I tiptoed into the kitchen with a spatula as my weapon of choice, and it turned out to be my cat knocking over a stack of plates. I felt pretty silly after that.
It's funny how our imagination can play tricks on us in the middle of the night.
You don't look like a knight,
said the dragon.
You look like a midnight snack.
Owl's feathers trembled. But because he was a real knight, and knights are clever, he said, "You don't want me. I'm too small, hardly even a mouthful."
A mouthful is enough,
snarled the dragon. "I'm all feathers and fluff," said Owl. "A great dragon like you needs something tastier and more filling." "How about a pizza instead?" It turned out that the dragon loved pizza. They talked about how each of them had hatched from eggs, how each of them liked the night, and how flying was hard to explain to someone who had never done it before. They really had a lot in common. The following week, not a single night disappeared, or the week after that, and every night Owl patrolled the walls. It was very dark and very, very quiet, but Owl didn't mind, because he was brave, he was clever, and he had many friends.
When I first met Sally, our neighbor, I couldn't stand her.
Really? Sally seems so friendly and kind.
When I first moved into the neighborhood after winning the lottery, she came over with a plate of homemade cookies, and I was convinced she was trying to butter me up for something. I thought, she's only being nice because of my newfound wealth.
So, what changed your mind about her?
It was a few weeks later, when I was having some trouble with my lawnmower. I had no clue how to fix it, and Sally just happened to walk by. She offered to help and showed me how to get it running again. We got to talking, and it turned out she was genuinely a kind person who liked helping others. We've been close friends ever since.
It just goes to show that sometimes people have their own reasons for being friendly, and it's not always what you might think. But it's great that you and Sally became friends despite the initial misunderstanding.
Absolutely. It's a good lesson in not jumping to conclusions about people. Who knows, they might end up being your best friend.
And speaking of that, if you want to be friends with us, you can like this video and subscribe to the channel so that you can join us for all of our new videos. I'm Adam.
And I'm Cupcake.
And this is Where There's a Williams, There's a Way. Did you know, according to French literary historian Léon Gautier, there were 10 commandments to chivalry as follows. 1. Believe the church teachings and observe all the church's directions. 2. Defend the church. 3. Respect and defend the weak. 4. Love your country. 5. Do not fear your enemy. 6. Show no mercy and do not hesitate to make war with the infidel. 7. Perform all your feudal duties as long as they do not conflict with the laws of God. 8. Never lie or go back on one's word. 9. Be generous. 10. Always and everywhere be right and good against evil and injustice.